Okay, this is TempleOS 5-minute random code walkthrough, episode 8, and I'm your host, Terry Davis. So here we go. We're going for random code location, Alt B. And where are we? HD audio task. Oh boy, guess what? This is not on the distribution. This is on my this is my personal code. I guess we can go ahead and talk about it. This is a PCI device, which is where we are actually in the I didn't do interrupts because I was afraid I couldn't get them working on all machines. It's very complicated working out PCI interrupt pin numbers. You have to know the pin number on the chip, that kind of thing. Anyway, so let's go ahead and see what this is doing. This is the task that feeds the buffers, and it sets up a routine. If it dies, when this task ends, it calls this callback. And let's see what the callback does. The callback basically frees a waveform buffer control, a waveform control, and it sets, I don't even know what SWC stands for. Anyway, so this is not on the distribution, but the waveform code is on the distribution. If you go in the Atom sound directory, in the audio math, this will generate a buffer full of a waveform. If you want to see what a waveform looks like, let's go look at, there's a demo, graphics, I think it's called low pass filter math audio demo. Okay, so these are waveforms, okay? And in the sound directory, on this is on the distribution. I can make I can export a waveform sound file, not a waveform, a SND file. Anyway, that's why I leave this on their distribution. What this does is it starts up at a certain phase in the waveform, and it fills the buffer based on the waveform, whether it's random noise. I was a Commodore kid, and we learned square waves, sine waves, triangle waves, sawtooth. What this does is this fills in a waveform in a buffer. So for HD audio, you use DMA, which is direct memory access. Basically, you put the waveform into a buffer, and then you tell it. It knows the buffer locations, and it sends them to the speakers. What this code does is it checks if the buffer, this is the output buffer, it checks if the output buffer is in need of new data. This checks if the input buffer, that's for the microphone. I don't know what does it do? I don't know. It changes to the next buffer. I think you can, anyway, and it sleeps for a millisecond. So these DMA buffers keep it busy for, I think I do 2 milliseconds or something like that. And so as long as the system's not disrupted, then these buffers will get updated, and we don't use interrupts. So what's the downside? Well, this is a lot of people are snobs about interrupts, and this demonstrates that if you have DMA and big buffers, well, there's latency, which is an issue, which means how far ahead you're filling. Anyway, God said single audio voice. So what God wants is only one waveform voice at a time. But in theory, in the future, maybe we can put this HD audio back into the distribution and give different waveforms. Anyway, just to see what the waveforms, what the buffer sounds like, I'm going to demonstrate this is my favorite song at the moment. Okay, anyway.